This episode is sponsored by the T-Hive and Move You. At T-Hive, we don't just provide custom designs, we personalize them to suit your needs. Whether you need tablecloths, banners, t-shirts, dye sublimation, sweatshirts, jackets, or warm-ups, we can create them for you. Your dancers will be thrilled with our latest dance designs, or we can bring your custom logo to life. Check us out at the T-Hive and Move You.
Hi everybody, I'm here today with Anything But Routine with our guests, Maya Simmering, am I saying that right?
Yep.
And Allie Garrett's not a guest, co-host with me. And we're today going to talk about, well first Maya, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and take it away.
Yeah, so I actually work here in the home office and I kind of just wear a lot of hats because I danced my entire life. So I started dancing, I think I was 2 or 3, and I'm actually not from Brainerd area either, so I'm from Rosemount. It's just about 30 minutes south of Minneapolis, St. Paul. Grew up at a studio called Betty Joe's in Apple Valley, very small studio, and then decided to continue dancing in college at University of Minnesota Duluth. So I was a team member there for 3 years and a senior captain. So that really, it was our Just for Kicks director in Duluth, Allie. She is one of the coaches there that really got me connected here with Just for Kicks. Yes, and so it was so funny because she kind of at the end of my senior year, she was like, well, I'm just going to get you a job at Just for Kicks because I was helping her with some marketing stuff and things like that. And I was like, there's no way. Like, that would just be so crazy. You know, it just felt unthinkable at the time. So yeah, it was, I really didn't really look for much right after graduating and kind of just took my time because I didn't want to jump into anything right away in my career. And sure enough, there was a listing on Facebook and Allie had tagged me in it and it was a designer position.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that is how I got connected here, which is so crazy to think that.
Well, and I think your dance history adds itself to your job here because Maya does a lot of the marketing, Facebook, emailers, just a lot, everything, pictures. You do wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, and just having that understanding too of the dance background, it just makes things so much easier for me.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. And
especially with that post foot is incorrect or whatever. So
for sure.
Well, we wanted to just talk about your most recent endeavor that you're one of the coaches of the St. Cloud State University college, the college dance team. And boy, they have had a lot of competitive success as of lately.
For sure. Yeah, they won their first national championship in 2016, I believe it was, at UDA Nationals. And so, our program is 6-time national champions.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so So I jumped in last season, was my first season with them, and we didn't quite have the success we wanted last year. So this year is more of kind of we're really trying to be competitive this year, yes. And so, last year it was different for them because they were going for a 5P for game day, the game day category. So that, to not have that, it was tricky for our dancers. And coming into that, when I was on the team at UMD, the best we placed was second for Pom and Jazz my senior year. But before that, the team was just really building.
Yep.
So I kind of related last year at St. Cloud State to my years on UMD because it was very just building up the program. Mm-hmm. And when you don't get the medal or the placement that you want, it's kind of how do you take that and how do you define success within your season, even though you're not getting a placement that you really wanted.
And take your disappointment and learn from it and grow and go, okay, but what was your success?
Exactly.
You had some success at,
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a hard thing for all coaches is how to spin what's happening that year.
Yeah. Right. That is a hard thing.
Some years, for us this year, we're coming off a state championship. And I feel that that's sometimes one of the harder years.
Yes. How do you top that?
Yeah, because you can only go
down,
even or down.
Right.
Well, no, it's serious.
Yeah.
You can only stay even or go down.
And I think it's interesting too. I was thinking about this while Maya was talking that it's funny listening to kids or dancers, sometimes judging other teams and being like, well, they don't even look excited when they win. And I think, sometimes
it's all relative.
But it's all, I think sometimes when you're used to winning a lot, it's hard to, like when you're a person that's never won and you see somebody that's won a lot not get like super overly excited, it's easy to go, well, they're not even excited. But when you've been the one that's won a lot, it's hard. I can understand where like it's hard to fake that excitement, but also like then when, you get second place, people think it's rude if you're not super excited, but also like you have to understand that it's going down for that person or,
For sure.
Yeah. My son always laughs that, why do dancers act like we're supposed to act excited when we lose?
It is true compared to other sports.
It
like, they
is.
get mad.
There's such a
you're supposed to like clap for everybody and smile and be like, this is great.
Yeah.
We didn't get where
we're all friends.
Yeah. How about you lose the football state championship? You're not going to be real excited. You're
exactly.
And like cheering for the other team as they win. Yeah. It doesn't happen very often.
Never happens.
No, but in dance we're supposed to make it all look happy. But anyway, we're getting off track. Right. So, how does your team look this year as you go on?
We kind of have shifted our recruiting process a little bit and implemented some changes last year, where we started this recruitment weekend last year, and invited certain people to come and spend a weekend with us, whether that's at performances or a recruit only clinic. So we have really been focusing on relationships and how we can build, with current seniors. So we just had a recruit weekend last weekend, and have felt some really good success from that, which is very exciting. But this year I would say we're definitely more competitive, just because, so we compete in open at UDA, and I feel that the open division, just the standard is, the bar is getting higher and higher. So
it's like everything.
Yes, for sure. And that's just kind of how dance is. I think it's constantly evolving, which is so exciting to be a part of, because it's like, okay, well, how can we improve? And just being in that mindset is really a good thing, I believe. And so we are definitely more competitive this year, which is very exciting, and we'll hopefully continue that.
And I think once your team starts having that success, kids hear about it.
Yeah, for
and then
sure.
they can set a goal that they want to go there.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's neat. So the recruitment process is just getting crazy all over, like all these combines and,
Yeah, and it's really interesting how each university tackles it in a different way. Right now, kind of like I mentioned, we are shifting to a recruit only, which a lot of teams I think are doing, just because it's somewhat easier, I feel like.
You mean it's all online?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they have to submit a video.
It's so funny, the change of that too, because I remember a long time ago, I mean, not that long ago, but it was like only submit a video if you can't be there, if you have to, but you're probably not going to make the team if you submit a video. And now everything's by video.
It was like you're blackballed if you submit a video. You're not going to make it, but go ahead and submit it.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay. So, but I think it definitely, from a coaching perspective, it just kind of simplifies the process a little bit. And then when you have these close conversations and relationships with dancers, you can really get a feel for, okay, how are they going to be in practice? How are they going to carry themselves? And you get to know their parents. And I think it's just, it's a good,
now college,
good way to know.
You deal less with parents than...
Yeah, I don't know how you guys do that. Oh my gosh, I could not, because...
I remember talking to a friend, Amber Jackson, that coached Minnesota a long time ago at U of M, and she was like, when they get to college, you don't have to deal with parents, and if parents do call us, we just are like, they're in college
Your
now.
kid should be talking to me, not you. Yeah, exactly.
So. Well, what styles are you focusing on this coming year?
Yes, so we will be competing in jazz, pom, and game day, which is traditionally what we have competed in. So.
And game day, for those listeners who don't know, that's...
So it's kind of... So there's 4 different... sequences, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So first it starts with your school fight song. So, it's really fun, and you kind of get the crowd going and spiriting and rallying and doing all that stuff. So it starts with the school song, and then there's an announcer that calls either an offensive or a defensive call. So they'll say, the Huskies need to get the ball back. Let's hear it for the Husky defense, or something along those lines. And so then our senior member who will call the chants, they will say, Huskies get that ball, or kind of cue the defensive cheer rather than the offensive cheer. So all of the dancers need to pay attention to the cue, either like do the defensive or offensive chant. So there's that.
So you don't know what you're getting.
Yes, which is a little stressful. Yeah, especially from the coaching side, because it's like you can't control what's going on.
Yeah, and you hope they're paying attention.
Yes, and then
so a lot of college dance teams, or maybe it's all, they not only compete on the dance floor, but they also almost like do sidelines and cheers for football and yeah.
So after
other
the chant,
sports too.
Yes, yeah. So we perform at volleyball, wrestling, basketball. We're actually starting to perform at hockey games this year, which is really, really exciting. We have a hockey cheer team, but we kind of just wanted to do a little collaboration. So we actually practiced there last night at the hockey center.
Oh, wow.
Because they have a game, I think it's next weekend. But which is crazy, but it's fun. They're kind of like dancing in the aisles and doing sidelines and stuff, and then they're going to actually go on the ice too for some stuff. Wow.
So finish your game day. I get it.
Yes. So the chant, and then there's a band dance, it's called. So it'll, like last year we had pre-recorded band music, and then a choreographed dance to it, and they use signs, and it'll be like SCSU, like kind of fun. And then after that, it goes into a timeout routine.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very, very intricate, I would say, and they have to be thinking constantly. And it's it's really just a representation of the game day experience that we have at our university. So just really trying to display that in the best way that they can, but you have to think about the transitions between each section as well.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. Like a lot of our kids say that it's their favorite.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And
they just love game day.
It's such a new thing.
Yeah, and they come off the floor, they're like, that was so fun, because there's not as much pressure as the other routines.
Like hitting hard turn sets and...
Exactly. Yeah.
So what does your practice week look like for a college dance team?
Yes. So we right now have practice 3 times a week, either 3 to 4 hours. So we practice, I would say that's pretty similar to a lot of other schools.
Okay. 3 to 4 hours at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it gets to be some late nights, but it really depends on the dancers' schedules as well. So we try to work around whatever they have going on. And then we have them lift and do tumbling outside of practice as well.
Okay. So, and do you lift right at the St. Cloud State University?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So we are kind of in the process of getting access to the athletic weight room, which is really exciting. Just because as dancers, it's hard. We don't get equal access to a lot of
and that's something that's got to keep improving. We got to keep working on that.
But I think it definitely has, especially the traction that like Minnesota and Ohio State got last year at nationals. It was just, it blew up, and it's not only dancers that are recognizing, it's other people, others, normal
people that normal people.
Yeah, we're not normal.
No, we're dancers.
Yeah, we're not normal. If you're a dancer looking for more, you can check out our Just for Kicks camps and attend one in the summer. You can also check a youth program in your area. We're in 200 communities right now, and maybe we'll be adding one in your area soon. We're talking about being equal with other sports. You're not funded, right?
No, we are completely self-funded, which is really, really challenging.
Yeah, and frustrating.
Yeah,
in this day and age.
Yes, and our total season costs are probably $90,000.
Yeah, and you're having to fund your own.
It's crazy. So we have dancers; they pay their own dues.
Yeah.
But we try to do a lot of other fundraisers and opportunities so that we don't have to cover up as much. But it gets to be really taxing, I would say, just because.
So your kids pay in tuition to be on the team.
Yep.
And they also fundraise.
Yes.
Which I think can be a deterrent for some kids, especially depending on what they have financially at home.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, if they're able to do it while going to school, while having a job, while
Exactly. It's
universities need to realize that this is a great recruitment for your university.
Absolutely.
Right.
That you're bringing in these athletes to compete there, and and it's about time, in my opinion, that they start funding the dance team as well, because you're bringing in students.
Yeah.
And they are athletes.
Yes. Yeah, we're definitely making progress, which is really good. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully nothing but up.
One day at a time. Yeah, that's great. So I can't think of any other questions other than how long is your season? I guess that's what.
Yeah, so our summer season is kind of weird because we
go camp.
Yes, so it kind of starts in June. Through June, July, August, we kind of have a week at a time that we have practice. So it's kind of like the season started, but not really.
Right.
And then, so we go to camp normally beginning of August.
Okay.
And then when they move back for the school season, that's when we start the fall semester practices.
And is that when you start 3 days a week?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then right before nationals during their winter break, we have 2-a-days. So
that's tough.
Yeah, it's a lot right before we go to nationals, but it's our crunch time, and we try to give the dancers a good break at home for the holidays and things like that, just so they have time to recuperate and things like that.
Yeah, and be with their family.
Spend time with family.
Really great.
So it gets a little rigorous towards the end, but
what I always think is so hard about college compared to like what we do in high school dance team is like the amount of competition. Like you only really compete at nationals. So you're like, I don't know how our dance is going to score. I don't know if it's really great or not.
And truthfully, that's how a lot of states are. I mean, we're here in Minnesota, and obviously we're different because we compete
a lot, which I feel like drives you to get better.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Competition, it pushes excellence because you're striving all the time. But I was talking to some friends in other states, and they're like, no, we don't compete at all until state. And I'm like, you are kidding. So some of them will do a few invitationals and things like that, but not to the degree that we do here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised some people don't start doing invite college competitions.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want each other to see their dances.
Right. Probably, it's really hard to gauge kind of where you're going to end up. Like we have best of the best to show.
I love that.
Yes. To show kind of, okay, where do we think we might land? But it's hard too because with our division, a lot of schools are from Minnesota, so we get to see a lot of those teams, but then you have random schools kind of from the East Coast that it's like, oh, they just came out of nowhere. And so I guess that is something that is really hard, that you just get one time to compete and that's that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Right.
Very scary.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and good luck, Huskies. I was telling you earlier that I know KP that works on the Super Bowl, Kristen Patterson, former Wayzata dancer, former Just for Kicks staff. She was one of the original Husky dance team.
That's so awesome.
And so is our assistant coach, Terry Evanger.
Oh,
yeah.
So cool.
Go Huskies.
Yes.
Have a great year.